to another episode of Life Lessons in Bon Jovi songs. And we're at the outtakes, so those are songs that never made it to the official albums. And even with outtakes, there's different levels of outtakes. So you have the outtakes that eventually ended up on the 2004 box set, which is called 100 Million Bon Jovi Fans Can Be Wrong. So the box has 4 audio CDs, and yeah, there's a lot of material that they created from 1985 up until 2004 that did eventually get got used on this one. I still have to cough, so my apologies. My apologies for this being a little bit of a weird video, with me trying to not cough. Okay, so this is an option for an outtake. So if you are a song and you were not included on the studio album, you still had a chance in 2004. But there's also a bootleg, and that bootleg was called We Are Not Unused, and that's actually a great collection of the outtakes from the 80s. So the outtakes from the 80s were included as B-sides from singles, or they were added to special CDs that were in a special edition box of the studio album, stuff like that. So by the time the year 2000 hit, and by the time this box was created, Bon Jovi had something like, those older, rarer outtakes, or those older outtakes from the 80s, we kind of like used them up as B-sides, and they're circulating already. And so this box actually was way more leaning towards songs that were created like 1995 and upwards. So a lot of really great material, actually, like their best outtakes, their most rare songs, were never included on this box set, and I think that's a big yeah, I think that's a shame. It's a shame that they're not included. So anyway, so these outtakes are, in general, they're just very special because they're not included in studio albums. In particular, the outtakes from those very earliest records, such as Slippery When Wet. So we were at these outtakes, Slippery When Wet, and it's November 2025 when I'm recording this, and it will go up on the 4th of December. And I really feared that we were going to close the year it's still in the deepest trenches of the outtakes. But that's not true. We're actually really going to wrap up these outtakes from the Slippery When Wet album. We're going to wrap it up in this calendar year. So so that's really great. So we have a complete wrap up of the Slippery When Wet album in 2025, and then in 2026 we're going to start with the New Jersey album. New Year, New Jersey. We're gonna start with the New Jersey album, and with the biggest songs, or very big songs that are on that album. So these very rare, very niche songs that we're encountering now, I think it's a good thing that we can wrap it up this year, because it's a very strange place to be at. They're very strange to find, and to kind of like what is it? What is this song about? So yeah, it's it has been fun, but we're like, the end is inside. So this is the second to last outtake and then in December, later on in December, we'll have the final one. So this one's called Lonely is the Night, and it's actually electric guitar with John singing vocals. And and the electric guitar has a riff in it, like a, if you listen to it and you're familiar with 80s rock, you're like, what is that riff? Well, you can just go listen um, to Lonely is the Night. I will give the link in below in the description box. Yeah, the riff sounds like AC/DC Highway to Hell. So maybe you disagree with me, or you hear something else, but I was really like, when I heard this song Lonely is the Night, I was like, that riff, that is very familiar. And then I was like, I think it's AC/DC, and I started listening to Highway to Hell, and I'm like, yeah, that's him, that's it. So I think the riff is, you know, that it's kind of like similar to that one. And the idea of electric guitar with singing, male singing, it always reminds me of that one song from the 90s, I'm an Asshole by Dennis Leary. I found the CD, but this is not the CD that has I'm an Asshole on it. So I don't know which CD that would have been, but this is the 1997 stand-up comedy show from Dennis Leary, Lock and Load, and it doesn't have I'm an Asshole. But in the 90s, like, you know, we kids, we just we knew Dennis Leary from MTV, and we also knew I'm an Asshole. Although it was in the Netherlands, it was pretty rare. It was almost as rare as a Bon Jovi outtake to know Dennis Leary. But yeah, I did know him, and that song "I'm an Asshole" is Dennis Leary singing and playing electric guitar, and it's such a mesmerizing combination that when I listened to Lonely as the Night, this very rare outtake from Bon Jovi, I was almost kind of like, you know, I became under the spell of I'm an Asshole again from Dennis Leary. So it was kind of like, there was like a mix up in my head. And but a positive one, obviously, because I really like that song. I'm an Asshole, and also just the idea of the combination of electric guitar with singing. I really, really love that. So yeah, I mean, Lonely is the Night. Like, I would have accepted that as a song on Slippery When Wet. In particular, if it was just electric guitar with singing. And Lonely as the Night is about someone who's waiting for a lover to return. And it's very kind of like sad or complacent, or kind of like he feels like a victim, or he feels like kind of like, you know, that his life is on hold, that he is not, you know, that his life is not worth anything until that person comes back. So it's very passive. It's very like, you know, disempowered, or a song by someone who is at that moment very disempowered. And then I thought, okay, this is like an interesting contrast to the Dennis Leary song "I'm an Asshole," because that is a song that is about anger, about uh, just really kind of like just going at everything that you encounter every day, and just well, you know, the title of that song just says, you know, what it's about. And it's about someone who acts in a um you know, like in a bad way, in a not thoughtful way, evil way, maybe even. But it's very empowered, and that person is really like, yeah, you can just, I'm not gonna, like, I'm already probably in trouble for saying that A word so often. So, um, I'm not gonna swear more. But yeah, so we have this one song, this rare outtake, electric guitar with singing, um, but from a very victim place and very passive place. Cornered, that person's cornered. And then we have the contrast with that Dennis Leary song, which is so powerful. It is it's kind of like aggressive as well. But the person who's singing that is uh yeah, very much in their power. And I think that is really the lesson. If we would combine these two songs into one lesson, it's that, like, being aggressive, of being assertive, or just, letting it all out and just letting it rip and just say, like, yeah, I'm an A. Uh, um, that can really be like a turning point from like coming back from your sadness, and it can be the first very healthy steps to recovery, to find your anger and to reclaim your anger, because it takes guts to yeah, to get into your anger, because you get access to your power again. You become visible again. Like, your surroundings have to start taking your presence into account when once you kind of are like, okay, that's it, no more. And you really, yeah, reclaim your anger and find your spine. You find your backbone. So I think uh, it's the if we combine those two songs, we have a lesson about healthy anger. We have a lesson about sometimes healthy anger, or maybe all the times, healthy anger is better than feeling so cornered, feeling so passive, feeling like your life's on hold unless that person comes back to you. And I've also heard the comparison that the reason why you get so energized by being angry is because it's like all the energy that you have, that you lost because, like, you leaked it into, like, your love life or another situation where you just kept investing or kept waiting or kept hoping for things to improve, and that kind of like just it erodes you. It kind of like it takes away all your power, day after day, year after year. And when you get angry, it is like, this is just one of the explanations that I heard. When you get angry, it's like you pull all that lost energy that you lost over the course of months or years or whatever. You kind of like, you pull that all back towards you, and in your anger, you just it just you get all that energy back. It's like the moment you step into that anger, it flows back to you, like all the power that you gave away in all the time that was before that, in all the time that you were still in victim mode. You get that back, and I think that is just such an incredibly powerful lesson, that uh, anger can be the very first step forward. It can be what is actually the only thing that is going to save you from that place of being cornered, and that place of feeling like a victim and not seeing, you know, the and inside not seeing where your life is now supposed to go. And anger can really be what will lift you out of it. And in a way, that anger, very uh, um, uh, well portrayed or very well described by I'm an Asshole from Leary, that anger can really save your life. So that's the life lesson uh, in this Bon Jovi song. If we team it up with the other song that has an electric guitar and singing, which is the one from Dennis Leary. If we combine those songs, and it's like, yeah, anger can save the day. And if you feel really bad and very powerless, then find, it could be the hook where you can find yourself back, where you can find your own voice back. Okay, that was it for today. The next one is the final outtake for this album, and it's also the final video for this year, and it's called Take Me Home, the final outtake from the Slippery When Wet album from Bon Jovi. So, see you there. Bye.